And now for something completely different. My tractor won't start, so I have a feeling it's an ignition problem. It sat all winter, so I'm gonna just hopefully try to get her going here today. I'll take the plugs out, check the spark, things like that, so we'll see what happens as time goes on. Well, first diagnosis is complete, and we got spark. Buku spark. Okay, so yeah, unshielded wires make the picture go crazy. So yeah, we're looking good on the ignition. Must be a carb thing, so let's check out some more stuff. Hang on. Alright, it's definitely a fuel problem. If you could smell the gas, you would. It smells more like paint thinner than gasoline. So I ripped the carb off the engine, and I'm gonna do a little clean out. Put some good fuel in this thing. So let me kind of get this thing apart so I can show you what's in there and get my compressor going and dump all this, I don't even call it gasoline anymore, it's varnish. Dump it out. You know, and I put this thing to bed for the winter. I did drain the, I shut the fuel valve off and then I ran the carb out of gas, but I guess the fuel valve must have leaked a little bit because the carb has a lot of crud in it. So alright, let me start breaking this thing down, and when it gets interesting I'll turn the camera back on. Alright, probably hear the compressor going in the background. I'm gonna start taking this thing apart. Boy, it does stink. I'm gonna put some gloves on. So one good thing about these in-series tractors is you need like a screwdriver and 2 wrenches and you can rebuild the whole thing. And those crazy stuff they have today where you gotta take half the engine apart to get to something. Yeah, no, they don't have any of that either. There's 2 bolts, 2 linkages, and a gas line, and this carb was apart or off. So, you know, I kind of like these old things because you don't need a computer to fix them. Well, you need the computer between your ears, basically. Breaker point ignition, flyball governor. You know. And basically, you know, as long as you got the block and a little machining ability, you can pretty much rebuild the entire tractor with bar stock. Probably should get the book out and look at this thing, but yeah, it stinks. Alright, I gotta get rid of some gas. Well, what I poured out of there looked more like root beer than gasoline. Smell more like paint thinner than fuel. So, you know, it doesn't look too bad. I think what I'm going to do is just spray a little carb cleaner in there and blow it out with the compressed air. Stick it back on there and see how she goes. Oh, look at that. You see that? Thing's got rust or something on it. Some kind of metal transfer occurred here. Maybe it's cast iron to brass, I don't know, but well, I don't want to be spraying brake cleaner around the camera, so I'm gonna shut you off here and clean this up. Okay, we are back. Put the car back together, and I'm gonna put this baby back on. Gotta give it a little former gasket because my intake gasket kind of bought the farm there and took it off. So we don't want any intake leaks. Alright, I think this tractor is going to be a happy camper once again. What I'm going to do here, hook up the throttle, hook up the choke. So basically what I did when I cleaned this thing out is I took all the needle valves out and I sprayed carb cleaner down all the jets. And I blew compressed air down all the holes. And just put her back together. So we'll hook up the fuel line here, pour some good gas in the tank, which I drained the small quantity of fuel that was in there out, and yeah, it stunk too. And oh yeah, I gotta drain the float bowl as well. Not the float bowl, the it's like this little glass thing on the outlet of the fuel tank that's supposed to catch crud. So that thing's got some fuel in it. We got to get it out of there. Get the fuel line here. Yeah, I can just, you know, my truck had a carburetor on it, and I can just see me trying to change that. It's got fuel injection, also it's not even repairable by mortals. Get the intake back on here, the air filter. Alright, once again, you probably don't want to watch me drain the little bowl, so I'll be back for the test start. Alright, let's give it a shot, see what's going to happen here. I have a clogged fuel screen too. The fuel flow isn't that great, but let's see what happens. Pretty sure there's fuel in the bowl right now, so it ought to at least kick. The tractor lives. Now I can start my logging. Get some firewood for next winter. That's how you rebuild, or not rebuild, but clean the crap out of an in-series carburetor. So, hope you